The part of Jackie Spaulding is now being played by Carrie Mowry.
Look who I found on the unemployment line.
Don't tell me you're applying for a job here at the shop now.
No, I just told Aunt Jackie I'd help unpack some cartons.
And put up some new stock on some shelves.
Well, that's good. We can use all the help we can get around here.
Well, you got a lot of color this morning, Evie. A couple more days at Ed's pool, and you'll really have a gorgeous tan.
Well, thank you. We had a good time anyway, didn't we? We had a good talk, Philip, I think.
Yeah, we did. Thanks for saying the things you did. They really helped.
Good.
Evie, has Justin called?
No, not yet. Why?
Well, Philip and I have been anxiously waiting to see if he'll be able to leave on vacation tomorrow.
Aunt Jackie, I still don't understand why you won't go up there if Justin goes.
It's not that I don't want to, Philip.
Then why don't you? I can teach you how to fish, and we can go swimming every day. And there's a canoe that comes with the cottage.
And I have a shop to run and responsibilities here.
But if Justin doesn't take me and you do, you'll be away from the shop anyway.
You drive a very hard bargain, young man. I'd love to stay the whole 2 weeks with you. But I really can't, Philip. Oh, you understand, don't you?
Not really.
Well, why don't I explain it while we unpack those cartons, okay?
Well, you can try, but I'd rather have both of you up there.
Look, why don't you get started, and I'll come in a few minutes. Now, everything's in the storeroom.
Yeah, the cartons are right behind the door on the left when you go in, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Well, Jackie, I think helping share some of those responsibilities of taking care of Philip is good for you.
Well, it's been so much fun. But I don't think it's such a good thing when I get so attached to another person's child.
But you were always so close to Philip when you were married to Alan. Well, you didn't seem to mind then that he was Elizabeth's child.
Well, when he dropped Philip off, Alan said he saw you at Ed's.
Yeah. Did he mention anything about what happened with Hope and all?
Oh, did he? I don't think I've ever seen him so thrown by anything. But did she just leave without any reason at all?
Well, 1 minute she was going in the kitchen to get a drink for Philip, and the next minute she was gone.
I wonder what could have happened. Well, Alan said he checked with Emily, and Hope hadn't gone home.
No, and Bert was pretty confused about it, too. She really didn't know why that Hope would leave without saying goodbye to anybody.
Something must have gone wrong. Oh, well. Knowing Alan, he'll send the bloodhounds out and have her back in no time.
Hey, Jackie, these things are heavy.
All right, I'm on my way, Philip.
Let me help. You need some help?
Oh, no, I can manage. Thanks anyway.
Okay.
Hello, Eve.
Ross, how are you?
We'll continue with part 2 of The Guiding Light in a moment. The Guiding Light. This...
And anyway, I think the thing that finally did it for me was when Ed reminded me that I've been letting a lot of things slide so I can make time to coach for Morgan. Now, I can't afford to do that. I mean, not with med school and my job here staring me in the face.
Is that what you tried to explain to Morgan?
Yeah, and I don't need to tell you how she turned that around.
Well, I think Tim will understand.
He's a lot less emotional about things, that's for sure.
Well, a lot less emotional, except when it comes to Morgan Richards, and I think he's a little overly emotional. I mean, last night, for instance, he would have never taken her to Dante's if he'd been thinking straight.
I only got myself in more hot water by suggesting they leave before somebody sees them.
Like I've been telling you. Told you so.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, excuse me.
Hi, Bert.
Bert, sit down and join us.
Just for a minute. Thank you.
I understand you all were over at Ed's swimming today?
Yeah, we were. Kelly, have you gone back there at all this afternoon?
No, why?
Well, Hope and Alan were there with Philip, and suddenly Hope left, and I haven't been able to find her.
Well, that's strange. Have you tried her office?
Oh, yeah, several times, and I've been driving Alan's poor housekeeper crazy all afternoon.
thinking that she might have gone home eventually.
Well, maybe she just had a decorating job, you know, something to keep her out all day.
No. She was supposed to work on Alan's office today. And, of course, Alan keeps leaving these important meetings to call me to find out whether I've seen her or heard from her, no?
I hope she's all right.
Yeah, so do I. It really isn't like Hope to run off like that.
Well, she may have run off, but she's back now. She just came in here. Right there.
Excuse me. Darling, are you all right?
No, I'm not, Grandma. I'm not all right at all.
Honey.
You may not believe this, but I really missed you.
I'm sure I believe that. I mean, you know, Mike's been away. I know he's been working very hard now.
Yes, he gets back this afternoon in about a half an hour, in fact.
Oh, that'll be nice. It's good for you.
Yes. You know, I stopped by to ask you to have dinner tonight, maybe go out for a movie, but, looks like that's not going to work out now.
Oh, I'm sorry. That would have been nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry, too, but I may have to fly to London tonight, if I can score things away with Mike. And if not tonight, tomorrow morning at the latest.
Well, that sounds glamorous. Oh, listen, Jackie's in the back there with Philip. Why don't you go talk to her about some real in places to go or something when you're there?
Eve, look, this is not a pleasure trip. I mean, it's strictly business.
I should have known.
Now, come on, I do occasionally think of things other than business.
Like what?
You. I think about you a lot.
Ross, you really don't have to say that just because we haven't seen each other.
No, that's not why I'm saying it. Now, look, hopefully, after I get back from London, I'll have a little more control over my life. And we can start seeing each other again, more regularly.
I'd like that.
So would I.
But I couldn't face Alan, Grandma, not after what I heard him saying to Vanessa on the phone. I just had to get out of there and collect my thoughts.
Hope I understand how hurt you must be, but it's too bad you couldn't just confront Alan then and there. Then you wouldn't have had to go through this agony all afternoon.
But I couldn't. Don't you know that he arranged his code with his secretary so that Vanessa could talk to him anytime she wanted to? I mean, don't you know how hurtful and humiliating that is?
Yes, I know, darling. But I still think you owe Alan the right to explain the whole story himself and explain his side of it.
I already heard his side of it when he was talking to Vanessa.
No, you didn't. You heard one side of a conversation.
What does it matter? I already know what's going on. I mean, I don't have to hear what Alan's new explanation is going to be.
I want you to know that he's been absolutely frantic with worry ever since you walked out.
Good. Let him be frantic for a change.
Oh, Hope, you don't mean that.
Yes, I do. And I want him to go on being frantic while I go away and try to collect my thoughts before I come back and face him.
What have you been doing with yourself all afternoon?
I got in my car, and I drove around, and I wanted to go talk to Amanda because she's the only person who understands exactly how I feel about Vanessa. But do you know where she was? She was in a meeting with Alan and Vanessa all afternoon.
Well, I'm sure that you'll be able to reach her at home later.
No, I won't be able to. That's why I came to see you, to tell you what I'm going to do.
And what's that?
I am going to get in my car, and I am going to drive and drive until I find someplace where Alan will never be able to find me.
Oh, Hope, I wish you wouldn't, dear.
Grandma, I have to. Don't you see? I have got to go somewhere and collect my thoughts before I can come back here.
Haven't you learned yet that running away never solved anything?
Look, it may not solve a problem, but at least I'll have the peace and quiet to collect my thoughts.
And what about your father? He's going to be here in a little while, and he's going to want to see you.
Grandma, I can't face my father. He'll take one look at me and know exactly what's going on. And then he's going to say to me, I told you so, or I told you you should have never married him, and I couldn't deal with
Now,
that.
you know your father would never say those things to you. You know it.
Look, maybe not, Grandma, but he would store it up and use it as evidence against Alan later on, and you know I couldn't take that, and I have too much to contend with right now.
Hope, if Alan asks, and I'm sure he will, I am not going to lie to him.
Well, you won't have to because you're not going to know where I am. But I want you to please tell Alan not to try to find me because he never will. And I want you to tell him, and I want you to make him promise that he won't tell my father.
And when will you be back? You must have some idea.
When I finally decide if my marriage is worth trying to save or not.
Oh, that was fast.
Well, surgery went smoothly, and the patient is doing fine in recovery.
Good. Oh, you asked me to remind you Lucille Wexler's coming by at 7.
Oh, that's right. Well, that gives me an hour to wait for her.
Well, if you'd like, I'd be happy to call her up and ask her if she could come in earlier.
No, that's all right, Hillary. She probably couldn't get here much before 7 anyway.
Okay. Well, I'll just have her come right to your office as soon as she gets here.
Good. Look, I will be down in the Jackie's shop, if anybody's looking for her.
Okay.
Oh, Dr. Mahler. Sorry. Goodness.
It's all right. No harm done.
Next time, I suggest you look where you're going.
Yeah, tell me about it. All right, I came here to see if you wanted to do anything special tonight.
Anything that would lift your spirits.
Well, Ed said something about, well, I could have the group over at his house if I wanted.
Good. All right. We always have fun there.
Yeah, we do. Hey, listen, let's don't do that. Let's do something really different. Why don't we pack up the car and go up to Laurel Falls, okay? I mean, Floyd can bring his guitar, and we can always count on Nola for a few funny stories. Well, Katie's always up, so she should come with...
Wait a minute. Now, what's my contribution going to be to this little wingding you're planning?
What it always is. Gentleness and support.
Well, that seems like a pretty low-key contribution compared to everybody else's.
Not as far as I'm concerned. It's the most important one of all.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Why don't I call Floyd and Nola before they make other plans, all right?
Terrific. And I just saw Katie down the hall, so I'll go tell her. Man, tonight I just want to hoot and holler and forget everything else, okay? I'll see you later.
Bye. Hi, is this the Reardon boarding house? Yeah, I wanted to speak to Nola Reardon. Oh, hi, Nola. I didn't recognize your voice.
Oh, Bert, I was just going to have you paged. I've been in a meeting all day, but I've been in touch with Emily.
Well, I called there several times myself.
Yeah, I just tried calling from the lobby. There was no answer, so Emily must have gone home for the day. And Hope still isn't there.
Alan, Hope came here to see me. She was very upset.
About what? That's what I don't understand.
Well, I'll explain her reasons later, but she's made a decision, and although I don't agree with it, I did promise her to pass the message along to you.
What decision?
Hope's going away for a while.
Going away? Where?
Well, I don't know, and frankly, I don't think she knew herself when she left here.
But why?
Well, she feels that she needs some time to think.
Think about what, Bert? That's what I don't understand.
Alan, Hope said that she feels she must have time to decide whether or not her marriage to you is worth saving.